Jai Swaminarayan. Today we are reading Kāriyāni 9 of the Vachanāmrut. This passage is titled Obstinacy Like a Buffalo. On Kartik Sudhi the 5th, Samvat 1877, or the 10th of November 1820, Swami Sri Sahajanandji Maharaj was sitting on a large decorated cot on the veranda outside the north-facing rooms of Vasta Akhar's Darbar in Kāriyāni. He was dressed entirely in white clothes. At that time, an assembly of munis, as well as devotees from various places, had gathered before him. Thereupon, Sriji Maharaj asked a question to Nityanand Swami and Brahmanand Swami. Suppose there is a person who has such a spiteful obstinacy that once they develop a grudge for someone, they never forsake that grudge. Instead, they continue to be obstinate like a buffalo. Can such a person be called a sadhu, a monk, or not? Both replied, one who is like that cannot be called a sadhu. Then Muktanand Swami asked a question. Maharaj, it may be the case that a devotee of God finds a fault in some other devotee, and due to that they develop spite for that devotee. How can one eradicate the perception of that flaw? Sriji Maharaj replied, a person who possesses the bhakti, the loving devotion of God in their heart, and realize the glory of God would never find a fault in a devotee of God, and they would never develop a spiteful obstinacy towards a devotee of God. For example, Uddhavji had understood the glory of God, and therefore asked for a boon. May I be reborn as any of the vines, blades of grass, or shrubs in Vrindavan, in order to have the privilege of being touched by the dust of the feet of these gopis. Gopis are the milk maidens, often in reference to Sri Krishna Bhagwan in his childhood. Also, Sri Krishna Bhagwan told Baldevji that the trees, birds, and deer in Vrindavan are extremely fortunate. Even Brahma, the creator, asked for a boon from Sri Krishna Bhagwan. O God, may I be so highly blessed to be able to serve your holy feet in the midst of your servants, either in this life or in the life of an animal or bird. Therefore, one who understands the greatness of a devotee of God in this way will never develop a grudge due to a person's flaws. Moreover, one who understands such greatness never takes into account even minor drawbacks that are present in a devotee of the manifest form of one's own Ishtadev, the personal form of the divine that one connects with. In fact, one who realizes the glory of God looks upon even animals, trees, shrubs, etc., which have come into contact with God as equivalent to devas, to deities. If that is so, then what can be said of those people who are engaged in the bhakti, in the loving devotion of God, abiding by religious vows and chanting the name of God? They would certainly look upon them as equivalent to devas and would not think ill of them. Therefore, one who understands the glory of God does not develop animosity towards devotees of God. On the other hand, one who does not understand such glory does develop animosity towards them. Therefore, one who does not realize the glory of God and God's devotees should be known as being half-fallen, even if they are a satsangi, a participant in spiritual gathering or association. Moreover, only one who understands the glory of God and the devotees of God should be known as a perfect satsangi. Thank you for listening. That was Kāriyāni 9 of the Vachanāmrut. I would like to add a small addendum that This is not to imply that a devotee of God is protected in any way for causing harm to others, because that would certainly be a fault, wouldn't it? And if a devotee of God were to cause harm to others, does this mean that we should ignore the flaw as, they are like a deva? We should understand that someone who causes harm to another person, another being, is not a true devotee of God. Why? Because God is the Antaryami, the innermost dweller of all living beings. To cause harm to one being would just be like causing harm to the divine, or at least having that intention as such. So only those whom are not causing harm to others are qualified for the title of even being a devotee. True devotion means to the source that's within their Ishta Devata, as it is within all life forms around them, including the trees, the animals, and the birds. This is my opinion. So, thank you for listening. And Jai Swaminarayan.